Ever had this happen? You go to tighten or to remove a screw and bam, your drill just keeps spinning. The head is stripped, there's no grip, and now you're stuck. It happens to all of us, but don't worry. Today, I'll show you 4 foolproof ways to remove a stripped screw, plus a quick tip to make sure this never happens again. You might have seen a couple of these tricks before, but if you don't do them correctly, they won't work. So I'm going to show you the correct way to do it and when they will work and when they won't work. So let's get started. Before we even talk about fixing a strip screw, let's talk about how to prevent it from happening in the first place. Using the clutch setting on your drill is a secret to never getting a strip screw. When drilling a hole, set the clutch to its highest setting. It's often indicated by a drill bit icon, and adjust the drill to its highest speed. Now, this combination provides the power and the speed necessary for efficient drilling. For driving screws, the clutch helps prevent overdriving or stripping the screw heads. Now for small screws, use a low torque setting or a low number on the clutch dial, and then set the drill speed to its lowest setting. This allows for better control and it helps prevent damage to the screw head. If you don't know where to start, just start out with the lowest number and then gradually increase the number click by click until you get to the right depth of your screw going into the wood. The higher the number, the deeper the screw is going to go into the wood. Now when working with larger screws, more torque is required. So too low of a clutch setting will cause the clutch to slip. So you'll need to increase the torque settings to apply the necessary power for driving the screw securely. And remember to always use the right bit size. Not all bits are the same. They come in different sizes. There's number 1s, number 2s, and number 3s. So go slow and steady. Avoid over tightening, and this is the number 1 cause of strip screws. And change these bits often. You can buy packs of them like this one here. They're not that expensive, and it's a lot cheaper than buying them 1 or 2 at a time. So just take the ones that are starting to get worn out, throw them away, and put a brand new one in there. You'll be much happier, and you're going to strip out a whole lot less number of screws. So method number 1 is the rubber band trick. Now, like I said, it's usually the easiest and the fastest. A lot of people have shown how to do this and say, oh, it just works great. But it just depends on how stripped out your screw is. If it's not totally stripped out, the rubber band trick will work. But you have to take it out real slow and put a lot of pressure on it. If your screw head is badly stripped out, you're wasting your time. The rubber band trick will not work. I don't care who swears by it. You're going to have to use a different method. But how you do it is you place the wide rubber band over the screw head. Press real firmly with a screwdriver or a drill bit into the rubber band. And remember, make sure that tip is new and then slowly turn. The rubber will create extra grip and it'll help remove the screw. The nice thing, it's super fast and there's no special tools. The bad thing, it only works if the screw isn't too far gone. Now method number 2 works great and it's almost a surefire thing, but it requires a Dremel tool to cut a slot inside the screw. So if you don't have a Dremel tool, you're going to either have to go out and buy one or use a different method. But if you have a Dremel tool with the little cutting blade on it, let me show you how to do it. Now what we're going to do with this, we're going to go ahead and cut a slot in here, and you'll be able to use a flathead screwdriver to take it out of there. So after you get done cutting, take your screwdriver and test it a little bit. If it's not deep enough, cut again until it gets deep. But be careful you don't damage the metal around the screw, like if it's in a hinge or a strike plate, or if it's in wood, make sure you don't damage the wood either. So after you cut the slot in there, just use your flathead screwdriver, put it in the slot, and just slowly turn. But remember, use a good screwdriver and put a lot of pressure on it. Now, this works great if the screw is badly stripped. The bad thing about it, it requires a Dremel tool. And sparks can really fly, so make sure to wear safety glasses with this. Now method number 3 is something you might not have heard of before. It's kind of like using the rubber band method, but instead of that, we're going to use steel wool. Now the steel wool The nice thing about it is that you can take out a screw that the rubber band method didn't work because it was too stripped out, because the fibers in the steel wool get inside there and you shove it in, and while you're turning it, it catches and grabs on the side, and it does a much better job than what the rubber band method does. And I think you're going to be surprised. I've used this a lot more and have had a lot more success than the rubber band method. Now, method 4, this is called a screw extractor. Now, this is by a company called Beat Out. I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can pick it up off of Amazon. Remember one thing, when you use it in your drill bit, you have to always go in reverse. Don't go forward. Now, as you see in this demonstration, that I didn't even have to use the second end. The first end was enough, and it had enough of a cutting edge on it to go ahead and pull the screw out. So this works really good. Now, the thing I like about this is that it works even if the screw is completely destroyed. The bad thing about it, you have to buy something again, another tool. You have to remember that if your drill bit starts to spin on a screw and starts to strip it out, pull the screw out, throw it away, and put in a new screw. So the final verdict, which method works the best? Well, I think it depends on how bad the screw is. If the screw is not that stripped out yet, but enough to where your bit is spinning, try the rubber band method. If that doesn't work, go ahead and try the steel wool. Those seem to work real good. They were the best for a quick fix to do right away without buying anything extra. And if that works, great, then you're done. But as far as the most precise one, probably the Dremel, this cutting the slot in there, that one worked really good, but you have to be careful you don't destroy whatever the screw is in. And then the best overall method is probably the screw extractor. Now that one has been probably the most foolproof way to remove a strip screw that I've used. So which one surprised you most? Drop a comment down there and let me know. And if you know another way to get screws out that are stripped, just leave me a comment and let the rest of us know. We learn by each other, and that's the whole idea of these videos, so we can all learn together and learn new methods to help each other out. If this video helped you, hit the like button. It tells YouTube to show this to other DIYers like you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, and that way it'll notify you anytime I upload a new video. And check out the links in the description to all the different videos I've made. It might be just the video that you're needing for the project you're doing, so you don't have to take all the time or maybe do something wrong and mess it up. And I've put links to any of the tools we have down in the description below, and also check out my Amazon storefront. I've got different tools and different appliances and things that we've tested that we really like and we recommend, things that you might be able to use in your house, in your office, on the job site, or in your workshop. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it so much. And as always, you take care and God bless.